Hey guys, welcome to Conversations. I'm your host, Jessie.
Song.
And I'm Ryan.
And we have a very, very special guest today. We have our very own Renaissance woman, Alice Hahn. Woo!
Yeah!
What is it?
Hi, guys.
What do they call you on the streets? The entertainment Han? Or no,
Hurricane
Han.
Entertainment
Let's go.
Han.
Hurricane.
Her IG, Entertainment Hahn.
No, man, I'll be honest with you all. I met Alice a couple of times on many different events. I definitely believe that she tops it off. That's being connected to everything.
Yes.
She is the Dos Equis of female. The most interesting female that I met.
He's calling me a seki right now.
I know.
Dos Equis. Yeah.
With his messed up Sunglish and
But
shit.
yeah. No, but you know what? I know we tried so hard to get you, and I'm glad we finally got you on the pod.
Oh, thank
How do you feel?
Yeah, she was ducking me a lot. And then you guys finally got some stuff working, you know. But
Props, Jess. Yes.
Of course.
This is my first podcast. Hey.
hey,
Really? Oh, no way.
Cherry
Hey.
has been popped.
Yeah.
right now you're
Yeah.
getting in on the ground level of
You
like
know?
guests of like this podcast, because in a couple of years we're gonna be so famous we can't even
Oh,
hang
you're
out
not
with
gonna,
you.
you're not even
We're not gonna talk to you
You're gonna
guys.
be like,
All right, guys.
you're the seki.
I'm just kidding. I hope.
All right,
I
Ryan,
hope.
I'm out.
Okay.
Peace.
Thanks for letting us pop your cherry. We're like so happy to have you because it's kind of exciting to have like the crew together. We're trying to figure out like what are the most interesting things about you and what you've done in like your career and your life. And
Well,
then-
first we were like, who can we bring on that's like really cool and interesting? Your name kept on popping up between the three of us.
Yeah,
so.
man, it did. I'm not. We have a lot.
Not
of
many,
guests.
you know, you don't put yourself out there like
Yeah.
that. so
yeah,
it's kinda
that's
like-
why. And then what's funny
Yes.
though is when we were talking, we're like everybody knows you so differently. So it's like everybody has different experiences. So today is gonna be really fun because we'll, highlight all of your different adventures and like what makes you
The 50 Shades of Alice. There you go.
the
Hey.
hurricane.
I'm
Hahn.
a
The Hurricane
seki, I'm a
on.
50 Shades. I'm entertainment. Let's go.
It got sexual.
Han Solo.
No, but yeah, you're right. She's always the person in the back doing it, and that's what intrigues me the most about her. And when I first met her at Cafe Blue.
Who hasn't?
And then when I first met her, I was like, "Oh,
That's
she's
my
a dope."
office.
I was like, "She's a dope ass girl, right?" And then I saw her at different events, and I'm like, "Oh wow, she's very connected." Then I found out she did those events. I'm like, "Holy crap, she's very interesting, right?" So then, got to know her service level wise, and then I think recently more and more I see her around. I get to take the layers by layers, and you're very interesting. I'm glad that you're on with us, and I'd love for you to share it.
Thank you, Sung, for bringing up the point of part 2 in part 1. So, yes, one thing we did want to mention is that I also said that whenever I go to any event, I just bump into you. And it's like you're always there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll get into
She
that.
is, for sure.
Well, where are you from, right? Where are you
Yeah,
from? Let's start with that.
Okay. From LA.
LA?
I grew up in
LA
Torrance.
proper?
I grew up in Torrance and Fullerton.
Okay. South?
Southwest. I went both schools and stuff
Okay.
like that. But I guess, I don't want to age myself, but I'm going to age myself now. But I think in life, everything's about timing, And
Yeah.
when, I graduated from high school, went to college little, it was like early times computer shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like let's talk about that. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So,
She was
Computer. You were
Yeah.
in IT.
yeah.
What?
So I started
Yeah.
my career off in IT.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I was 18, 19. I worked at Warner Brothers, Warner Music Group, as IT, like help desk and network admin. It was like during, I gotta age myself, but it's during
Who
Y2K.
cares?
Yeah.
We're all
I
the
fucking-
same
The
age.
demographic is
The
about
world
that,
Yeah,
was
it's
the
so.
world
very
was coming to an end. I had to put like a fucking McAfee scan just through each of the fucking computers of every single
Oh,
computer.
the 1999.
Yeah, like Y2K, the world's going to end.
Yeah.
Went through every single computer on Warner Brothers Studios and just put it on floppy disk.
McAfee just
You know what I'm saying?
appreciated that shout out right now.
Were you working on New Year's Eve like that? Like, were you?
No,
were you
it's-
guys already done by then?
You can't, dude, you're such a
I don't
guy.
know. I don't know. I
You
think I
can't
was like, oh
you
my
can't
god, we got
right-
10 more minutes.
10, 9, 8. Oh, let's put these discs on to like 5,000
Well, that's what I'm
computers.
saying.
Yeah,
Well, like, obviously, you started a week before. but I thought-
Y2 no,
week
man.
before.
Y2 no.
Okay, so you were in IT, like, so you're like good with computer stuff now still, or like?
I was like more part of the networking stuff. So in the end, like I worked at Warner. It was really fun. I was 18, 19, working the entertainment business, doing help desk and network and all, that was all the same stuff. Like I would get a call from like the CEO and be like, yo, my computer's possessed. And then I would go there and I'll be like, take off the stapler off his like space bar. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
happens to me a lot, actually.
you know,
It's like beep, 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 beep. You're like, what
you
the-
are
what the
cured,
heck?
my friend. You know, they're like, I promise
They're like,
it wasn't there.
I owe you a drink. Alice is like getting drunk by everybody.
Yeah,
Like, their
those
dumb
space
mistakes.
bars.
And I was 19 too,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
You're
So
like, I'll take it.
yeah. And then I think I left there and then went to GMAC, which is like boring. It was a boring computer job. It was like, you know, finance stuff. And
What's GMAC?
Yeah.
GMAC's General Motor Accredited Corporation. So I
I
was
thought
doing,
that was a branch off of Google or something.
no, I was doing like their
Google and
exchange
Apple.
service. But yeah. And then I decided to move to New York. And then I moved to New York.
And
Like
that's
I quit
very-
because I was like, one day I was like looking at everybody, you know, and I was like, dude, I do not want to be a person in khakis and free t-shirts
Yeah.
and the freaking, you know, like the you know,
In the
the
Gap commercials, yeah.
you know,
yeah.
you know, those like King Fever, you know what I'm talking about,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I was like,
That
He,
was
wears,
yeah.
he literally wears
Yeah.
that
Like
every
that,
day.
yeah.
you know, like,
That's
you know.
his starter kit.
He's wearing an outfit right now.
Yeah, he's like,
Just kidding.
so I was like, I don't want this for the rest of my life. So no, then I just broke up with a boyfriend during that time. Never left California. Then went to New York, and then
Did you have something lined up or you just left?
so I went on vacation with a friend and I went on one job interview.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then during that, I went to I took a train to Connecticut, met up with this guy. There was a company called TV One back in the day. It was part of like Radio One. It was like the new BT channel.
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
remember
saying?
TV One.
yeah.
So I worked, and then I got the job, packed up my bags, and moved to New York in 2 weeks.
And then.
And then that's when all the adventures started.
Yeah, pretty much. No, but honestly, I worked there, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was in IT, and everybody's like, "You'll be so good at marketing or
like
PR,
PR,
like
yeah.
you know how
Yeah.
big that freaking
Of course.
there's so many things like there's so many like you know there's like
in every
experiential, there's
industry.
direct, there's all
It's
this
in every
stuff.
industry,
In
yeah.
every single industry, and it does different things. So I went there and I was doing like ad sales, and I was like an assistant to the VP there, and I was like, I can't do this shit, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I worked like other jobs, and I finally got a job in marketing and advertising company.
You're
No,
saying
no, I
Jay
can't.
Park.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna say
Dang.
JP Morgan.
Oh, JP
But
Morgan.
no.
It was like, he
You
was
were
like, he
hooked
was
up
like
back then.
probably like 4 years old.
It was
then.
like, yeah, it was. Okay, thanks for aging me
Yes.
again, motherfucker. You know, me and you are not. Anyway, so.
No, but,
No.
but he.
No. But I
Shit.
worked at Young YNR and McCann, and I started doing marketing, but it was like all like print, because you know back in the day
Yeah.
it was direct mail, and I was working on like Verizon, FiOS, I think one day, and it was like fucking working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
In New York, it's like it's fun to live because it's like work hard, go home, take a nap, and then go party and
Yeah, all night.
repeat. You know what I'm saying? But I went home one day and I remember just like getting my mail and fucking ripping it up. And I was like, oh shit, this is my shit. This is like my hard work that I just did 80 hours for. Like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know
Yeah.
what I wanted to do. And then R16 happened. And R16 is a b-boy competition. 16 of the best countries, they get invited. Seoul, Korea, like, you know, the KTO, which is Korean Tourism Organization, you know, was trying to bring in tourism instead of like the regular normal Korean stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B-Boys was doing really, really well.
Okay.
Which is crazy though, because
Yeah.
yeah.
So they gave him like 1.5 or whatever. So my buddies, John Jay and Charlie, they created this event. And it was like kind of like the perfect storm timing area too, because they were like all pretty young still. They invited
Yeah.
16 countries, 16 B-boy countries, well 15 because Korea's one. 15 countries, so that's 150 B-boys.
Wow.
Then they invited the Seventh Letter, which is like a graffiti crew, like a
Your
well renowned
homies, yeah.
Seventh Letter. What's up, Casey? But you know, they came out, like 15 of them came out. Jamal Shabazz, B Plus, Joe Konza, who are like hip hop historian photographers, are like the best. You know what I'm saying? And that's when like internet wasn't around again. EDU. So we brought all the zines out. We brought Days and Confused. Vice was a zine. We brought, you know, Herb, Ray Roker, BPM, Vapors, you know, a bunch of like cool
Yeah.
street magazines and
Yeah.
zines and stuff.
These are dope.
And then we brought in, who else did we bring in? And then we brought in like, you know, all the other like cross, you know, UK championship, you know. So it was like, you know, but during that time, when I went out there, I was working my job, and then they're like, Alice, we need some help bringing some of your friends. I brought Steve Jang, who was doing soundtracking, and my other Ray Roker from Herb and all these different magazines, and we just went out there, and then I ended up working it. But during that time, it was just like, everybody was doing what they loved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's different.
And not making money. Like,
It
you
was
know
a
what I'm saying?
startup.
Like,
Startup.
like Retna was out there, like, just like getting drunk and like putting like, doing skateboards. Like,
Yeah.
like these artists now, like the Seventh Letter Crew, like to get I mean,
Yeah, of course. Like it's.
they're so, you know what I'm saying? But during that time, they were just like, it was just for the love.
Free, yeah.
Yeah.
The B-boys, music, like Samyukong 360, they were just, they had a basement out in their like thing now, like, Soulscape does. The freaking beeping of like your regular ring on Samsung, that's his beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Serious?
yeah,
Oh,
like,
okay.
so there's like, it was during a time where like, man, all of us were kind of learning and getting away from the regular like doctor, you know what I'm saying? Like, and trying to do stuff that people loved.
Yeah.
I would see like B-boys. I mean, the ones that are 16, they were all like the best of the best. So they, but I would see like kids like sleeping in train stations or like, the airport just to go to a battle and do all these things and, really do something. And they're like the best they're like top 5%
Yeah.
of what they do. It's like kind of crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
It's a passion.
it's a passion, but
for
they're
it.
fucking so talented.
Yeah.
Each and every one and everybody doing what they love.
And it's huge now, right?
And yeah, but it's just like, they didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
they
you
were-
got the opportunity to be a part of the beginning
Yeah.
part,
And
like
I
where
think-
it's all passion project.
Yeah, it
Everybody's
was.
doing it from the soul,
So like,
truly.
like when I
Yeah.
met the Self Letter guys first, like Casey Kim's with like 10 like big ass, it's like, all tattooed up, and they're
Yeah.
coming in, and I was like, "Give me your passports," and they're like, "Who is this bitch?" I'm coming into a country, and like they would keep on coming down every minute, like, "Yo, can I get my passport?" And I'm like, "Hold on, man." I'm still there, like, But during that time, we all became really good friends, and everybody is now so successful.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They're like
Yeah.
extremely successful. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, of what they did, and when I saw that, I was like, "Damn, what am I doing? Working 80 hours, coming home and."
Yeah.
Ripping up my own hard work that was like, junk mail, you know what I'm saying? So kind of like made me like readjust my life. And I literally did like 15 different jobs trying to figure out what during that time. And then when I met the B-boys and, Casey and the Seven Letter guys and all these zines, I was like, man, I got to figure out what my passion is.
Yeah.
I'm not like the best of the best everything. My friends are really talented. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe that's my talent, is just having really
Well,
talented
you
friends.
curate. You
Yeah, I think
curate.
you're a
I don't know, you
curator.
know?
You're a
Curator,
curator.
connector.
That's a talent.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then I came back and quit my
And you
job.
have the personality for it, too.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You
I
definitely
mean,
have the personality to wrangle.
You're definitely, you can be really aggressive. The thing is no one can ever get mad. No one can ever get mad because you get your
I'm a
shit
seki.
done.
I'm a doseki. that's where the asshole
and
came
then
from.
at the end, when the project's completed and they see the success of it, they're like, all right, you can always wrangle me, you can always treat me like that. And it's like you always have this like really this mutual respect that you always get from them.
But yeah, I think it's just through like, time. And then after that, I came back and, quit my job, came back to LA, didn't know what I did. Went through like different jobs, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, was that the beginning of your infusion into hip hop? Like,
yeah,
into the hip hop
like
scene?
with everything. I think like R16, the B-boys, like they, that life like really changed who I was, I guess, and like figured out like I wanted to find what I really wanted to do, and not work for the man in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to work, like working in IT, I was in a cubicle or an office or whatever, but that was like
Yeah.
a lot of years, man. You
So
know
are
what I'm
you
saying?
still like every year you still go to this event, the R16?
R16
Is that the Red Bull thing now?
No,
Like,
no,
is that
no.
connected or is like?
There are different b-boy competitions. So there was R16, which was Korea. There's UK Championship, IBE from UK was.
And you
UK.
go to all those.
I used to like I go to I worked the Red Bull BC one is like a total different thing. It's marketed by Red Bull, but they've been around for a long and that's like the best of the best. And I go to support my b-boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think through R16, I made a lot of lifelong friendships, and we all like grew together. So yeah, I do still support them. But when I came back, that brought me in the bridge for working with Korea. That's when like I started working with SM. I got BOA signed by CAA. I got Asiatic signed by Cash Money. I did Epic Highs tour. That was when Far East got signed by Cherry Tree. I brought Dumb on tour. So it was just kind of like that trip to R16 was an opening of like K-pop. But it was a little too early for my time. And then I ended up coming here, working with them a little. Then, I worked with Snoop. Then I did like Gorilla Union, Rock the Bells. Then I did Leafly. Then I did Weed Maps, and then everything.
Oh, you did both?
I did. I was like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, man.
Yeah, you're double dipping.
Yeah.
You're double dipping on both sides. Man, both sides over
on
here.
both sides of this field.
I actually asked, like, so being with around all these breakers, can you headspin?
No.
No?
Can't
Can
do
you do
shit.
any breaking?
You headspin? Did you
I learned like I learned like the 6 difference, like like, but I'm not so bad there. I'm just the one that goes.
She's the pump you up.
So you learned nothing from that
Nothing.
experience. Come on.
Nothing.
Come on.
Nothing.
You say you were in
Nothing.
New York. How long were you in New York for?
I was in New York for like 10 years.
Wow. So 10 years you went through all that, and then you came
Went
back
through
to
like 8 different jobs in marketing, trying to figure out everything. But yeah,
Which 10 years were you there?
don't worry about it. Just joking.
What does it matter? I mean,
No. It was right after 9/11. It was like around like 2004.
Okay, so that's why I want to know,
Yeah,
because
2004.
every decade was a different
It was-
era
it
of
was
like New York.
2004.
You know?
The b-boy stuff was around 2009. That's when I did like 2008, 2009 was when I did the b-boy stuff. That's when I did Epic Highs Tour 2009. That's with Far East and Dem and Kiro. And then I think around like 2012-ish to 2011, that's when I worked at like with Snoop, and up to like 2015, like Rock the Bells, like doing, all the concerts.
I think we have Snoop lined up for the podcast. Can't see the schedule right now, but yeah, he said he's gonna get back. To me,
Did Rock the Bells, which is like, the hip hop concerts back in the day with like Nas, Wu-Tang, and everything like that. And then I worked at Leafly, then I worked at Weemaps, and then tried to
So
figure
what
out.
would your position be if you were to say, like, this is my position, like
now.
like
Right now, after all of everything, like just trying to figure out, I finally, I think like music, cannabis, everything, dancing, art.
it's like everything, yeah.
It kind of all comes together. So I throw really good events. So I do events now.
You do.
So I do experiential marketing. I have different clients that I, bring in my network and whatever they want.
I haven't gotten any of the invites recently, but yes, you do throw some
Yeah,
good events.
you went to a couple of my
I
events.
did, yeah,
Yes,
they were
yes,
good.
yes.
She's
What's
That's gnarly
crazy? The
stuff.
crazy part is like, when people spread themselves too thin, it's really hard to grasp it. It seems like you know how to balance that really well.
No, I mean, I think I the good thing now is that I work really hard, then have a couple of downtime, and then I give myself a couple of downtime, and then I work really hard, and then downtime.
What's your downtime? What's your thing? What do you do to kind of
Sleep. No.
relax? And
I don't know. I
She
mean,
goes to like St. Thomas. She goes on trips. She
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
prioritizes her friends.
Okay,
she
thank
has
you.
friends
Thank you,
all
Alice.
over the world. No, but she is good at that. But also, she's human too. Like
I sleep. I love to eat. Like, and then I'll go on vacation. I like to go on vacation by myself sometimes too, like just to go meet friends or whatever. It's like.
Yeah. Just to go eat. Like, she'll go make a reservation in Japan, and then, all of a sudden they'll be like, okay, the reservation's ready, and then she'll fly in. Like, she's one of those people that, like...
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
like,
she
really.
enjoys life that way. But it's hard, though. Like, so what are your challenges, though? Because, like, everything sounds so fun and amazing and all of that, but, like, where are the hiccups? Like, what are the challenges that you face with your lifestyle?
I mean, honestly, before I think there was like, different things like insecurities and all these different like mind fucks with myself. But now I just don't give a fuck. So life is great.
Do you think that just like comes with age
the
over
best.
time? Or is it like a over time over age? Or
Over
like,
age and just experiences of life. Like, like what's the point of like getting butthurt for what somebody else thinks about you and ruins your day? Like, I don't give a fuck.
You really don't give a fuck.
I don't
do
give a
agree
fuck.
with
No,
that.
you are what I would say holo. Holo's Han only lives once.
What the
What
You
hell?
are the definition.
You
of-
just
No,
Somewhere
no, but I'm saying like, there's that word
He
YOLO.
just called you a holo.
He called you a holo?
Oh, no,
Holo was,
or
bitches.
Hurricane only lives once. You know what I'm saying? I can't say
I know,
Aolo.
it's like it's like literally holo, seki. Like, are you trying to like?
No.
So like this deeper thing
a
coming
lot of
out. You know what I'm
stuff
saying? Like
today.
he's like it's like a compliment, but then a low like jab.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker.
Like,
Like,
it
hey.
makes
gut
sense if you
check.
say you only live once because your last name is you.
Ho
but Han
only live
doesn't.
No, I'm saying like I was thinking like she literally defines what like a lot of people want to do. Like I'm saying like with our viewers listening to her story, like
Holo.
that's what they want to do. They want to holo it up. Like let's just make a reservation, just go out.
Han only
Yeah,
lives
do it.
once.
No, Han only lives once. Hurricane only lives once. It goes that way, right?
Well,
So
we got a
like,
new hashtag for you.
Yeah.
Han only lives once.
yeah, but I'm just saying like because she lives. Everyone lives that one life, and she's actually living to the max.
She really is, though.
It took her when she went to New York when she opened up the junk mail to realize, hey, this is not what I want to do. I'm not gonna lie. I feel a lot of people still to this day wonder what they're gonna do.
No,
and
that is
yeah,
very true.
and then
they're still living that life.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and this is an inspirational thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't mean holo in a bad way. It's like,
No.
just
It
like-
We
sounds-
know, bro.
Yeah, we know.
It sounded
We're
funny.
fucking with you.
I know you. I know.
It's just the word holo.
don't listen.
Sounds.
Don't make him
Don't
nervous.
get
He's
all
gonna get
sensitive.
shinier.
Don't get sensitive. Don't be
He's
like,
like crying on
yeah, no.
like a homeboy.
It's like, damn, Alice is a bitch, man. She makes people cry on their podcast. What the fuck? That holo sheki.
How was the pandemic for you?
The pandemic, dude. I was really for the first 2 months, I was like all about just being home and just whatever's. But after, man, I kind of like did my thing, you know.
She's
like,
the only one that still hasn't
You have
had
little
COVID.
speakeasy parties at your house.
hasn't got COVID?
She's the only person. Well, there's maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
never
two
had, like,
or
so-
3 other people. She's the only one. Like,
Well, even knock on wood. Don't jinx it.
no, it's
So
not
you do
even
what?
that.
Wait.
I never had COVID.
Yeah, she never
Oh,
had
wow.
COVID.
Like I tested every week.
She
Like, you
always
know, my
sends me a
husband
picture.
got twice.
Never. No, you didn't get
We went to
me.
Coachella.
Holo.
Holo.
And she's around like a million people.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm
So-
surprised. I thought she'd be the number one candidate
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
COVID. Oh my
I think-
god.
That's what everyone says. And she's like, no, bitch. And then she
And everybody's like,
posted.
"Oh, you might have gotten it." I was like, "No,
Did-
because
did you?
I tested every
She
other day,
tested.
dude."
Did you have people like? Did you do like the speakeasy stuff, like what people?
Well, I would
did,
go like to K-Town and stuff like that. But I think like during like COVID, I cooked a lot, and then we started like, you know, I started like
Yeah,
helping
let's talk about
out.
that.
Yes.
Doing,
This is really big because I feel like you don't really get honored for everything you've done for all of these mom and pop restaurants that are out there that like really suffered during the pandemic.
She started
and
that.
their businesses were going out, and then she collaborated with different organizations, but a lot of it's her doing all the elbows to the floor and like getting it all done. She's the one doing
Was
it.
it like getting them onto the apps and stuff like that, or like was it like?
No, so like I guess like during COVID, a lot of the mom and pop restaurants, you know, everybody's life stopped, right? So it's not like, you know, and you expect these restaurants, and literally I have a lot of friends that have restaurants and stuff like that, and you know they would get like $20
a day.
A day, yeah.
So bad.
and then so one of actually this guy from Weed Maps, Reed, that I used to work with, he's like a pro BMXer. He hit me up because, you know, I would do a lot of food stuff, and he sees my Instagram. So Alice, you know, I have this friend and he wants to create this app, and you know, why don't you guys talk and da 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 da. So Jared hit me up and he was like, hey, you know, I'm doing this thing, but I was like, you know, this is not a time to talk about doing,
Yeah.
you know, getting whatever. And he's like, yeah, I agree. Da, da, da. So we were like, let's do something for the community.
Yeah.
So we created this thing called Drive-Bys. Mama Night Market. No, it's part of Mama Night.
Drive-bys.
Yeah.
Let's
You
reel that
invented-
back real quick.
I didn't know you go back that far. Damn.
Buy the motherfucking food or I'll drive right now.
Yeah.
But it was like this. But yeah, it was Mama's Drive-Bys. Yeah, it was Mama.
It was-
It's right.
Mama's
It was
Drive-Bys.
Mama's Drive-Bys. Anyways, so we started this thing. We're like, hey, we were like, at first it started off with like, let's, you know, get 6 different restaurants and do some pre-orders. And it was like, it was our very first one. And we gave people choices, and, you know, we got a couple popular ones, whatever's blah, 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 blah. And then people ordered somehow, they, you know, through our networks, whatever's, they kind of ordered. It wasn't that many orders, but there was orders. And people would go to one restaurant or whatever, is it?
Yeah.
You know, and then me, how I like to eat is I do my own combos. Like I'll go to different restaurants and I'll go, you know, maybe I'll go to Suruan for like their sundubu, then I'll go to the mandu chip to get their mandu, and they'll bring it home, and then we have like this whole, you know what I'm saying? I'll go to 4 different restaurants.
Dude,
if I
that
have
is
to.
so
To
dope.
have
Hell
one
yeah, I like
meal.
to do that
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Like,
That's a lot of work, though.
It
That's
is.
a lot of work.
If I go down to Irvine, it takes me 4 hours to get back home because I go to like 5 different restaurants and I'm like bam, 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 and then
Yes.
I bring
She
up
does drop-offs
and I bring
too.
all
Like,
these
she'll
food,
bring
and then
us.
Jay's all like, you know, it's just the 2 of us, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, you busted it, Alice. I was like, whatever, you know. But anyways, so we started doing this. So we created this. You know, the first one did okay. The second one, and then I think it was like the third one. John one called me, and John one was like, you know, because me and Young One are really good friends.
Yeah.
And you know, they're Michelin rated or whatever's, and they're a really popular place. Like, you know,
They're so good.
Everybody loved them back in the
Freaking
day.
amazing. Yeah.
But during that time, it was like during the riots too, kind of, and I think someone broke into them, and in the end, you know, he was like, "I'm done," and I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "But don't tell anybody," because you know Koreans are very ashamed of that kind of stuff too, right? So they're like, "Oh, don't tell anybody."
Well, it's also because it spreads like wildfire within Korean community. If you
Well,
tell,
like, you know,
tell
like-
one person, it's like,
Well, no, it's not even that. It was just like she was embarrassed. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's why,
I'm
yeah.
closing down after
Yeah.
all this, whatever's. And so then, like, the next day I thought about it and I called him. I was like, fuck this. Like, people are going to miss your photo, young one. Look, let me do a drive-by with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me do a drive-by. Let's figure this shit out. Let's do this shit, right? And then he was like, oh, okay. So then we did a drive-by. And then but then that was like one of the first restaurants that was kind of closing because of COVID and all this stuff. So it got a lot of news. It ended up getting a lot of news.
Oh, I remember seeing
it.
It
ended up getting a lot of news.
On the actual news.
Yeah, got on like
what was it?
ABC, NBC,
What was
whatever.
the name again?
Huh?
What was the name of the place?
John One.
John One.
John One.
John One.
John
Yeah.
One.
John
Are
One.
you
John
what are you? Are you
I
white?
never had John One either. But
John
I heard
One.
about it.
Who's more white?
Jin One, John
Sounds
One.
like
Like
you're
John
more
One.
white. I'm just kidding.
Okay, look, I'm very self-conscious about this, so I don't appreciate you just bringing it up. Like that. Now,
Sorry.
okay, I don't have good.
Me too.
Yeah.
I work at so many Korean restaurants. I mean, with Koreans, and I have the worst Konglish ever. I don't give a fuck.
No.
That's my
Although
motto.
I
Don't
have
give
a
a
really
fuck.
bad comment.
Everyone says that my wife, she's like, my inflection is wrong. Like, I'll do the like if I say 전복죽, I'll be like 전복죽.
Yeah.
Like, I'll lift up, like I'll go higher on the wrong time. So whatever.
No, like I was doing like back in the days, it was like World of Dance or something. People were born in town, and I was like translating for him.
Oh god.
And they're like, "Hey,"
Oh god.
and I was on camera, and they're like, "Hey, what is your inspiration?" And I looked at him, I was like,
How the fuck
How
do
do
you
you
say
say
that?
"Yeah,
She's like,
yeah,
yeah.
no."
Shiba.
No inspiration은 뭐야?
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, no inspiration, 뭐야?" And then he's like, "When?" I was like, "Inspiration." And he's like, "Duna, shoot, I know it." Now it's what is it called? Hagyo. I think it's called Hagyo. No, right?
Hagyo is if you're
Respectful, son.
She won't even let him talk. He's like, it's like a game.
Hyoja.
Son.
No one lets
Yeah,
him
Hyoja.
talk.
Door. Dog.
But no. But
Polo.
what's whatchamacallit?
Hagyo is you live here and you go to Korea, you're a Hagyo. You're like a
No, that's a kyopo.
Kyopo.
Yeah, Kyopo,
Oh.
Hagyo is the Chinese?
No,
Hagyo is
no,
the big guy on Harry Potter.
No.
Man. The big
Anyways, there's a difference.
Hagyo.
I thought you were saying
Yongdam.
Hodor.
Maybe it's Yongdam. Anyway,
Haggard.
I
Oh,
learned
Haggard.
it, but I forgot
Haggard.
it. But that's what inspiration is. But anyways,
No, so there was when we had Dojo, there was a 1 in a million dance studio.
yeah.
And then like 1 million dance studio.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 million dance studio. And then there was 2 K-pop stars that came to the studio. Mike, everybody was gone. I was the only one there. So they were like, Ryan, can you do the interview? I was like, sure, let's try it. Mind you, this is right after I got my tooth surgery, so I had a fake tooth. So it was like I had a list from having like a almost like a, what do you call it, like a retainer in my mouth. I was so bad. Like the communication was just not there. I don't think they ever aired it. Actually,
He's like the
I never saw it. I looked up. I
Combination.
But you thought your Korean, my Korean was really bad too. When I went to Korea during COVID, they had this app that they download and the people call you. So when I first came, they called me and I couldn't understand. Like, okay, yeah, and hung up. Second time I spoke the worst Korean. Third time they start calling my mom's phone, and then my mom's like, they're like, we're checking out. Is your son okay? My mom's like, oh yeah, he's okay. Then the next day they called. Then my mom's like, wait, time out. Why are you calling me? My son is at home. You could call him. And they're like, how old is your son? And then they're like, why? They're like, he sounds like he's 10. And
Yeah,
then, no, but after that,
Talking
they stopped
shit.
calling my phone. So then I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. But like after that, we snuck out. We just didn't care. We left the phone there and we just walked out and we went on Korea. And then it was funny because then my mom always tells
Wait,
her
what was
friends
this
that.
phone that was calling you? I don't get it.
the government.
No, they
The
have to
government
call
called
you.
you. It's an app that you have.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the COVID
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
the COVID
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So
Oh,
when they
yeah,
called,
yeah.
they stopped calling me because at first I was like, no. I was like, okay, 그랬어. Okay.
COVID
okay.
없어요.
Yeah, and
No
I was like,
COVID.
They're like,
No
are you sick? I'm like, are you? I was like, no, 나 아파. And like,
They were probably like this. 씨발 놈.
Yeah.
and so
I don't
like,
like. You're not even speaking to me.
Because when they call, they sound so nice. Like, 안녕하세요. Right? I was like, what? I was like, what? Because I couldn't hear because I woke up. And then
Because you're
yeah.
also
'Cause
deaf
you-
from
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah, and then they told me, they're like, the first excuse that they told my mom was like, we don't want to bother your son. He's probably jet lagged. And mom was like, that's really nice. Yeah, don't worry. Then like I said, they called again. And they're like, yo, why don't you just call my son? Why you call him? Because my mom was
Your mom's a
Yeah.
gangster. That's why. She's
All right,
like,
well-
why the hell are you calling me?
Well, we'll see. Who do you think here has the worst Korean?
Me? What the fuck?
I know.
guy?
Look at
I don't know. That might be a
kidding me?
close one though.
Are
Like,
you kidding me?
just
See who
introduce
says
yourself
it.
in Korean. Like your name.
안녕하세요.
Your-
안녕하세요. 제스카입니다. 너 죽을래?
Wow, that's.
Sorry, your turn.
안녕하세요. 나 씨발 알렸어.
I'll blow you guys out.
몰라.
안녕하세요. 저 이름은 라인 킴입니다.
이름은
반갑습니다.
안녕하세요. 나성이에요.
Okay, so that's
Then he said 안녕 계세요.
안녕하세요. I'm a peanut butter in my mouth.
No, but pretty much yeah. So that's what happened.
Your
below
Korean
that.
is not bad.
My Korean's
Can you
funny.
speak any?
It is Youngnam. It
I
is
can just
Youngnam.
do basics.
Youngam.
Youngam? Sure is Youngnam.
Yo, Youngnam.
Youngnam.
Youngnam at university.
Youngam. Yeah. Is that or is old person?
When COVID was happening, I was home, and then Daniel was gone for like 5 months, and I caught COVID like right in January, and she was the one who's always checking on me, bringing me food, everything. So she was bringing me soups, all of that.
Wait, which version did you get
First one.
of COVID?
First one.
Oh, COVID? Yeah, the first one.
What's
one
the
that-
first
Generation one.
Yeah.
What was it,
Like,
Gen
oh, shit,
1?
I hope
I
she
had-
doesn't
I
die.
had-
Double
yet.
stacked?
I had long COVID, I think, for almost a year and a half. Like, I was
Oh,
so messed
yeah.
up by
Wow.
COVID. Yeah. And then she just was
You
like,
still have
stay
it?
away from me, but she still fed me. So she's like sweet, but like still,
I left it on the door. I'm like, yeah. I was like really scared, but after a
Yeah,
while,
of
I'm like,
course.
I think I might be immune.
Oh my god, we were all scared. Like I remember like cleaning my chip bags
No, you
and
don't
stuff.
understand.
Like
Right? Me and her. So it was the first time to go to Korea. Right? I'm such a bitch. Anyway, you guys probably can't even put this.
It's all
Why?
good.
We can't.
But anyways, no. So we go to Korea, and it's just hitting Korea. And then she goes in the public bus, and I'm like, oh shit, like you know
Public
what I'm saying?
bus?
No, from the airport to the hotel. You took
Oh,
the,
we did. We
you
took
took the
the
airport bus, and then she goes.
because we have to go to
Then
the
she goes to the castle,
place.
and then she wears the hanbok where all of the freaking tourists. I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying? All the tourists were wearing that shit, and I was like, this
I didn't
bitch-
catch COVID
This
there,
bitch
though.
is like just like she doesn't
is
care.
that the
She's-
one when you were with Daniel kissing and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
But I didn't catch
but,
COVID
but
there.
that was the very very beginning.
What
You
year
know
was
what I'm saying?
that?
2020.
20
It's right when
So
it
like
hit.
March?
March.
No, it's February.
No, it was
it was February.
Because
Yeah.
I was in Hong Kong in January.
No,
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to Hong Kong too.
And everything
it was
she
dead.
did, I was just like.
She was just judging the crowd. I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
And then we went to the clubs, and I was like, too many people. Called the Tata. I wouldn't even take a regular.
I was like, I'm at the club. I was like, come here right now. She came. She met me outside. And I was like, come inside. She goes, no. I was like, dang, you are such a. And she came inside and she looked around. She was like, bye. And then she like walked out. I was like, you're ruining my night. But
And then like we.
That's why she didn't get COVID because she did that.
No.
I didn't either. I didn't
But
catch COVID in
then we
Korea.
fly back to the States, and then a week later, everything closed down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was
That
like,
was
kind of,
crazy.
but in the States it wasn't that bad. Asia was starting to get bad,
Yeah.
so that's why I was like, you know. And then I have like all these people like, oh man, you know. What I'm
Wait,
saying?
so then it was January to February, right?
January to February.
Because I was in Hong Kong January 17th to February 1st.
because the lockdown happened on my birthday. It was March 22nd.
Yeah. It was.
So okay.
March
It was
21st,
March.
I got back
Lockdown
right
was
when
March
they
Yeah.
it was Kobe's his like memorial thing,
Yeah.
and then that last Sunday, which was Super Bowl Sunday, they're gonna remove it. So I flew in that Saturday, and then that Sunday they stopped letting everyone in from Asia.
Yeah.
So
And
it
then
was
like a couple of weeks right on my birthday, I remember that was the first COVID birthday Zoom party that we did, our
Oh,
house
God,
party.
thank
those are the
God.
worst.
House
I
party,
hated those.
man.
man.
We
Man.
drank so much during that time.
House party.
House parties
On a
were
house
fun,
party?
though. I
Oh
love
my
house
God.
parties.
My wife would like.
Is that how you guys met?
We way before, but
He's like, "Show me
we got married right before COVID. We got married in 19.
Oh, I think
And
I got
then-
married 18.
Yeah, and then we were like, I was mad because I was like, dang, if I just waited a little bit, I
Oh
could've
my
gone,
God, you're
I could have gone
hilarious.
away with those like the courthouse weddings and stuff, and we
That's
still
what we did. We
We'd
got
still
away
have
with
like
that, yeah.
$50,000 more, maybe not, but like I
Wedding's
remember.
not for you. It's for your parents, man.
No, I know for sure, but here's the thing: everyone got away with it because the COVID thing's like, oh, let's just do.
I
a
still
small
haven't had a
thing, like-
ceremony. We have to still go to Mexico and do all of that. But
My
we had a baby
wedding
now.
was lit.
Her wedding was
People
crazy.
crashed my wedding.
Oh,
Her
man.
wedding
I
was-
would, if I knew
Typical
that your
wedding
wedding,
day.
I could have crashed it. I would have crashed it.
Yeah, I
dude.
would crash it too.
Her wedding was crazy.
Well, let me ask. Okay, so you're married to your husband, Jay, right? Now, because I don't really know him. I see him, and he's really nice to me, and we talk and we exchange, pleasantries or whatever you want to call it. But like, he seems like a very good supporter of you, like who he is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want kids? Do you guys talk about that? Does he want kids? Do you want kids? Like,
That's not a good thing to talk about.
no.
No, I mean,
Oh.
no. In the end, like.
Oh, so then
no,
do you want-
if it happened, it happened. But I'm old. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like I go with the flow now. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Just
Yeah,
let
kids
it be
suck.
what it
Let's
is.
not talk about
No
age
offense.
again.
But
But
kids-
no, I'm the best dad ever, dude. Like,
Yeah, she's the
dude.
best.
Did you say dad ever?
Aunt.
Oh.
Auntie, emo.
Auntie. I'm like the best
Damn.
Alimo.
Damn, you're not, yeah, we,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Really
I'm
is.
the
She's the
best
best
dad.
with
Like,
kids.
from once you turn like 9 months to like whatever, it's like I'm your girl.
it's easy to be a best aunt and uncle, though. You know, it's easy.
Not really.
No, you don't
No,
think
because
so?
not everybody likes kids, and they're not good with kids either.
And I'm
You know
kind of
what I
I'm kind of a bitch to kids too. You know what I'm saying? If
I can see it.
they're a little brat, I'm
Me
like,
too.
dude.
They like that, but they like that. They like the ones that like
You know,
they
like-
know.
Yeah.
Like Charlie, we all went to during COVID. We went to Lake Tahoe or whatever. It's like whatever. We went to Camp Yosemite or something like that, and we were like RVing for like 4 or 5 days, and then in the end, like I had like
But all of you guys are in one RV.
camps, like little tents and shit. Anyways, you know, it was like a 7-day trip. So the last 3 days, 2 days, I'm like, I already planned it. I got a condo for myself. You know,
Okay,
me
yeah.
and Jay.
You knew you were gonna check out.
No, but you know, like, hey, I probably need a shower, you know? So, anyways, in the end, the guys decided to stay. All the girls came with me to the condo.
Yeah,
And it's
good.
like me, his wife, and his 3 daughters. And his daughter during that time was like, I think like 3, 5, and 7 or something like that. You know, and I love them. They're like
Yeah.
my goddaughters. Yeah. But then during that time, like, you know, like being with kids for 7 days,
It's a
it's a lot. And
lot.
like, one cry, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like good, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're like at the house, we're like trying to settle in. Her mom's like on the phone with somebody, but the third one, she just starts like being a little brat, like yelling at her. Like her mom's on the phone, man. She's like talking to some kind of customer service, you know what I'm saying? So me as emo, I'm like, I pick her up and I'm like, yo, be quiet. I throw her in the room.
Stop.
This is a 3-year-old, right?
She's
so-
like married with
Yeah,
children.
and
or
just
like,
throw her in the room, like, yo, just calm down for a second,
Like
right?
a
Like,
Korean parent.
let's think about what we're doing right now. And then the 2 other sisters are like, oh, Alicimo, I want to sleep in your room, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, fine, come into my bed. We'll all sleep in my room together. We'll have a little sleepover. So I go back out and I see the little 3-year-old. And then she like jetabies me. And then she looks at me. She's like, I don't like you. And then she runs in the room and she slams the door. This is a 3-year-old, right?
Oh.
Like, okay, bitch, let's go. Let's do this. So I go in the room and I'm with her 2 sisters. And I just started laughing. I don't care, right? Like about anything. Like making
Oh,
her.
I would be scared just
make-
on that alone.
Like, and then the two
mind
two
games.
sisters are laughing with me, and we're just having a ball in my room. You know what I'm saying? Like, ha, ha, ha.
So she felt left out.
So then she comes in, and she like peeks in, and I'm like, what? I thought you didn't like me. I was like, get out.
Oh my gosh.
My friends were like, you know, she's a 3. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
These
Like,
are life lessons.
And I'm
for
like,
this
I'm like,
3-year-old,
what?
bro.
What do you want? I thought you didn't like me. And then she's like, well, I'm like, are you sorry? And she's like, I'm like, are you sorry? And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, okay.
I bet you she's,
could
your,
come on my-
she's your greatest fan
You
now.
can
Right?
come on my bed.
Very
You can come on
emo.
my bed
She
on
loves
you know?
emo now.
And then we're like laughing again.
That's your
Yeah.
favorite?
No. Oh, you know what?
Nah,
But then-
hell no.
No, but she's like 5 or 6 now, and she's trying to b-boy. She loves b-boy, and I kind of fell in love with that part though. Like I was like, oh shit,
That's cute.
you want to, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
you
she's
but
try-
gotta still be like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hook
Yeah,
you
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
introduce you to anyone.
Yeah,
You guys
No,
are-
no.
You don't even know how connected
You know,
emo
yeah,
is.
like
bitch.
Flo XL came and like you know one of Home 10's little like Tongsengs came and I was like, okay, you could take one little lesson from him, but until you get the best, you know what I'm saying? Like not yet.
He knows Hongten.
Oh my.
Who's Home 10?
Hongten's a b-boy.
He's a people. He's been winning stuff for the last like
Yeah.
20 years, winning
like one of her best
competitions.
He's
friends.
39.
He's like, yeah, he's like
Right.
younger,
But
but
it's crazy because now it's like the Olympics
Yeah.
have.
So like 2 years ago,
Knowledge it,
2 years ago, I was talking to Home 10, or 3 years ago, I think. I was like, Home 10, it sucks. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because finally the Olympics are coming, and you're kind of fucking old, dude.
he's kind of yeah.
And
But
then literally, he was like,
can he go as a coach or something?
No,
Like,
but
what are you talking about? He's in the fucking
He's in
Olympics
it.
this year.
Oh,
dude.
is
What are
he
you
in it?
talking about?
Is it age
I don't know.
he's-
I only know logistics because I
Okay.
only care about logistics.
there age
Shout out to
restrictions?
logistics.
Yeah.
Let's
Love
go
you.
Is there
logistics.
age
Logistics,
restriction?
Phil, you know, he's like, dude, like Home 10 is going to be, I'm going to the Olympics in 2 weeks, dude. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
she's going.
I support those motherfuckers.
That
She's gonna
was
be
my
Paris for
question.
this.
And when can we get our tickets to? So,
She's like,
you need someone to hold your bags?
I bought my ticket. Like,
You need a translator?
No, but you know how
Old
much
Perry?
you know how much faith I had in Home because literally Home 10 started the whatchamacallit late too. He didn't like go in because there's like this whole like for the last 3 or whatever years you have to like get points to like qualify for the Olympics and there's like there's only 16 people
yeah.
from boys and girls, right? And 2 for each country. Like Japan kind of sucked because
He's
Japan,
like the oldest Olympian, huh?
yeah, but Japan had like 4.
Really?
Japan had 4, like three girls and three girls, and only 2 of them They like medaled for like the Shanghai one or whatever, but only two girls could go in.
Oh wow.
So Hong Ten is he's the one that's representing Korea.
That's crazy. He's representing for age and for
I
career.
swear he must be the oldest.
He has the
in
most stamina.
history.
He's amazing.
Like just in his
He's a
no, I'm not digging on his age. I'm just saying in
Like, no,
general,
even Red
as
Bull.
Olympian, being 39, how many other Olympians have gone in that late? You know,
I
like
mean, there's a couple, probably the curling shit.
Or like
you
the
know.
archery.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
but
Breakdancing?
that's winter. But that's not real
I think
Olympics.
there's a girl.
Breakdancing is
I
true
think there's a girl like a
endurance.
ping
Yeah,
pong
that's
girl that
like
just came in that she's like really old too.
Another
just
level
recently.
of stamina and strength. Breakdancing.
Yeah,
for
No,
him to be
but-
yeah.
doing that is crazy.
But
compared
yeah,
to
so
other
they're all
sports.
going in the next 2 weeks. It's going to be like logistics. Shout out to her. She's amazing. Phil Wizard, like Menno, like there's, it's kind of crazy. Hong Ten, I've known him for a very long time. But he is Red Bull BC1. And there's like, Red Bull BC1 is basically a B-boy competition just for, I know you know, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's basically the best, it's a one-on-one. So it's like, what I'm saying?
Like old school battling.
It's,
which is
well,
so fun.
old school battle is usually like cruise, but like this is like a one-on-one kind of like the
Individual.
best individual, best of the best, whatever's. And it's been going on for a while. But Hong Ten, I think like Hong Ten won one, Lilu, like what I'm saying, like Lilu was the first one that won 2 belts, and then I think Hong Ten won 2 belts, and then Menno. But Hong Ten won in every single freaking, what I'm saying, like he won in
Category.
2003, 2013. And then 2004.
Dan, 2003 is when I graduated,
Wow.
and I
So-
am.
I thought you wanted
Wait,
recently
that's
too.
20 years. That's 21
I
years
love
ago.
physics. They were just in Lord of the Floors together.
21 years
Physics is
ago.
in China now, I think. But
That's
I
nuts.
love physics. Like the Project Soul guys, like Rivers, Drifters, like they were like my first b-boys. Like what I'm saying, like Rookie, Ducky, like they're like and it's crazy because somehow I do know like the top 5% of
Yeah, you
like
really do.
like
yeah.
even artists or like I was even talking to Terry like Korean Effects, like I'm like, dude, you gotta recognize that I'm like blessed like to know like such great people, like the goats of the goats, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, and it's crazy because it's like knowing, what I'm saying, like,
Thank-
man, I'm not that
Thank you.
talented. I'm not that
No,
talented.
but you know what you're talented at is being assertive.
But no,
you're the type of person
I'm not
where
that talented.
if you're somewhere, you will make sure you go talk to the main people there. That's
No.
what your talent is, truly. Like you could go to any event, and I've seen you because I've been to events with you, and we'll be like, maybe you don't know, maybe you know someone, whatever it is. You always, I get anxious. I'm like, oh, I don't want to. You're like, nah, bitch. Let's get a drink. This is what we're gonna do, and then you go and you handle it, and then everyone falls in love with you, and it's like, that's how you've been conquering, dividing, like since New York till now.
No, I think honestly, it's that I don't care anymore. I
It-
just like
it
put,
is
and then I
true.
put the manifestation in there.
is
Like
true.
honestly, I really
it's
think
because
that
you don't care.
There
I
is
don't
there
care.
is a very beautiful like blissness of like
Not
when
caring.
you just don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
And like a part of that is like for me, I don't have FOMO anymore. So
Oh.
it's like that's a part of me like that I'm like
FOMO, like people don't like you,
Yeah.
like there's always like like in high school, dude, like one person doesn't like you and people just are mean to you, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like what can I do? Like fuck it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And
That's
and
actually
it-
happening to me now more because of the baby. Because before I'm very like judgmental. I get like, I feel like I'm being left out or like I'm not a part of things. I'm not like curating stuff. But after having my daughter, I'm like, I don't give a.
I mean,
don't
in the end, too,
care,
like how many
know?
people are like like how many weddings have you gone and you're so close with all those people too?
That's where
generations
that's so true.
generations change, and honestly,
so true.
and if you are really good friends, then you could pick up the phone and see them, and
Yeah.
like, and then be pango to meet them and be like, hey, and then catch up like old times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be worried about like this or that or and every and I think everybody should believe. I'm not gonna hate you just because she hates you. Like I'm old now,
Yes.
I'm like I don't have that. Like people are like,
Yes.
fuck that bitch. Okay, let's go jump that bitch.
I only do that for ex-girlfriends.
But
I
No,
hate
but-
all my ex-girlfriends and I
but
hate
no-
How do you
all
feel,
his
man?
ex-girlfriends and I hope he hates. No, I'm just kidding. Not
but-
all your ex-girlfriends. Maybe like.
But in the end,
half
it's
of
just
them.
like like someone does have something fucking. It's like, oh fuck that guy. Like you have your own relationship with
Of
people,
course.
and and then they're cool later, and then you're the asshole because you took their side.
That's
like,
a big one. That's how you know you're getting older. Is
You
because
know?
there's always like a curve of how things are,
Yeah.
right? And it's like people circle back. And then
yeah,
it's
I
like,
mean, people talk shit
you
about
hated
me.
them
People,
for-
like I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying? Like why am I going to judge someone when probably those people are talking shit about me too?
What do people
Fuck
say
it.
when they talk shit about you? What was like some of the things?
That I'm ballast.
How would she know? Because they don't say it to her. So
No, I
she
mean
would know.
no, like
Haters will
Alice,
hate
or
that.
Alice thinks she knows everybody. Like whatever. Like I don't say shit. It's just I'm.
But
I'm
you
saying
do
shit.
though.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's just different things. Like this, that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I really don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
I
not.
just shouldn't though. That's the
Yeah.
reason why the people who fuck with you fuck with you.
But to be
Yeah,
honest, with you,
absolutely.
I personally have not heard anything bad. Everything I heard anything very.
Well,
good
that's why,
about
because
you,
when I
yeah.
was like younger, maybe, but like, now I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, but I never did,
We'll
and
ask Cia's kid next week.
Yeah.
Bring
Well,
it on.
yes.
CS is gonna for sure have.
No.
lots.
I love
I'm just
CS.
kidding.
Like Charlie.
The kid when
But-
you went camping and stuff. you were
Yeah,
talking
bring Ryan. No, I love all three of them. Like,
His
literally-
son's name's Ryan.
No, his daughter's
Daughter.
name is Ryan.
Dude, I'm in, dog. He's already
But
have
his-
an emotional
his-
connection to
his
my name.
best friend's name is Ryan.
Ah, damn.
And then he had 3
Why
kids.
am I not best
Then-
friends
then
with
he had
the-
3
with the
kids.
CS?
Then he had 3 kids, and then the third one, he's like, "Hey, your name's gonna be Ryan." I'm like,
sure.
I wanted to name, well, when me and, like, before when I wanted kids, before me and Vero, like,
"You don't want kids anymore?"
nah, we don't, well, she convinced me that it's, she's like, don't you want to just smoke weed and hang out all the time? I was like,
You're like, hell
yeah. No, but, like, I wanted 3, you know, and I want to name all of them Ryan, but a different spelling of it. you
Not
know?
narcissist much.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
holy
it's
shit.
like about Ryan
okay,
Jr.
that-
R-Y-E,
I didn't- I
R-I-N.
didn't even think about it like that. I was more of like a troll. Like, I want to troll my wife when she's like, Ryan. And we all go, yeah?
He's like Prince. All of a sudden, he has the Korean like letters, like
Yeah,
the
they're
Supreme,
all-
like just
Ryan
Right.
number 1,
Right.
Ryan number 2,
Right.
Just a lucha.
Ryan the
Right.
third.
L and N. L and N.
Yeah,
Ryan.
like, you know, but, you know,
No, I get that because
things
like
change.
for the daughter, for if we had a daughter, we actually said like, should we name her Danny, D-A-N-I for Daniel?
I really
That's
like.
cute.
I
And
really
and
like
then
guys'
if we have
names.
a girl or a boy,
Jesse.
then name him Jesse. And I was like, that is so.
It is a risky play.
annoying, Like to.
And why-
that
but
makes
they
us sound
fit. They
so
fit it.
narcissistic.
But you know why it's a risky play? Because girls with guys' names, they have to be cute. Otherwise, if they grow up not cute, it's like,
I mean,
it's
Who
just
are you to
kinda
judge that they're cute or not?
Jeez.
Yeah, everybody thinks someone's cute, right?
I had eyes. I
I
have
Bully?
eyes.
Bully
I
much?
can-
Bully
Yo,
much?
there are some
Old enough,
babies
they're
out there
gonna
that
be
you're
dead.
like, they're like, here's my baby. I'm like, that's
They
the
do it,
baby.
like, you know?
Your baby's right there. Yeah, you know, great.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He has
you
2
shouldn't have a
eyes.
baby. He's like somebody's baby comes out. You know how they're all ugly. He's like, damn.
No,
you
no,
should
no.
have
I don't
that."
give. I give
Hey,
him. I give him a
honestly,
buffer.
honestly, ugly
You
babies are
give
so
them
cute
a
too.
buffer.
I give him a
Ugly babies are
buffer.
really cute.
Ugly
I-
babies are so cute.
No,
Ugly babies are really
Babies
cute.
are not
No,
all
no,
cute.
no,
No, ugly
not
babies
all-
are too. Sometimes they're
Yeah,
so
yeah,
ugly,
yeah.
they're so cute.
Some of them can be, but some of them are
It's
really
their
scary.
personality, dude. You guys
Yeah.
are. You guys
No,
are. Like,
no.
I'm not. I'm just realistic.
Just wait until you guys turn like 40, dude. You won't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm 40. What do you mean?
Yeah, we are 40.
No,
Yeah, one of you.
it's not. It's just look. I'm
You're not,
just
you're
being
39.
honest.
Shut up.
Like there should be like parents like
Throw me out
all,
my
all,
age.
all babies are beautiful, but some
no,
of them
don't
are
be
not.
The all
Wow.
lives matter.
No,
Some
they're-
no babies.
They're
are
so
beautiful.
ugly
No,
that they're so
babies.
what
pretty.
I'm saying,
Yes.
they're beautiful
It's
because
like a dog. Sometimes
no,
the dogs
because
are
they're a
ugly and they're
baby.
pretty.
When they have
like-
the little chunks and shit, like
No,
cute,
it's
like
cute,
that,
right?
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But let's be honest,
pugs.
Some
man.
of those
Pugs
angry
are so
babies
ugly.
Are like really bald, and
so
then
cute.
their eyeballs are like.
Yeah, like a pug.
It's like so.
But they're cute because
They're
you know
so
pugs
cute,
are ugly,
man.
but they're cute, right?
I mean, I'm not judging.
Like,
I
Yeah,
why-
you're not
I
judging
think
much. You are.
At the end of the day,
Just wear your fucking
everyone-
gavel.
As long as everyone who had the baby loves their baby, then
As long as the baby's okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Honestly,
Somebody
of
loves
course.
the baby.
I love kids,
Then
but if a
energy's
kid's a
good.
little dick, I'm like,
I don't know.
fuck
I've
you.
seen a lot of
No,
busted
you know, I
babies
love
Kids
that.
are dicks, though.
I love this. You know why? Because her attitude is just like how my mom is. Like when I was a
Yeah,
little kid, she's
your
like, get you
mom-
over here.
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
And then
see,
she'll get
she
the
had to
phone.
deal with the
She'll get the
busted
phone and be
baby.
like, hey, you want to call the cops? Call the cops. Call the cops.
Yeah,
right?
no, I don't hit them, but honestly, like I talk to them like grown-ups. I'm like, yo, you want to fuck with me? I'll fuck with you too. Like, just because you're a 3-year-old, I'm not gonna back down, dude. Let's go. Let's see who wins.
Let's
And I have money, and I have like candy, and I have things, dude. I can make your world.
Okay.
nice.
Baby does something. She's like, you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't say that. I'm very.
You're sitting there judging me when I'm like, that's a baby, but in my mind
She's
I'm
like,
saying
he's like the baby's
he's
ugly.
ugly.
He's like,
But they
fuck
love me after.
Yeah.
you.
See,
They
that's-
love me after. They love it. Yesterday I was
F
talking.
your
Yesterday I was
couch.
talking to Ryan too. I was like, "Hey, did you accomplish level 7?" She's like, "What's level 7?" I was like, "Go brush your teeth and go be nice to your mom." And she's like, "What's level 9?" I was like, "You gotta finish level 7 to 8 before you figure out what level 9 is." She ran and did her fucking brushing her teeth and shit. I'm like, God. And then I was like, "Go to sleep and then call me tomorrow morning. I'll tell you what level 9 is." And she's like, "What?"
Did she call you?
There's no, there's not even prizes and shit, right?
It doesn't
easy,
matter.
though.
No,
Like-
but it's
That's
cute
good.
because she's
It's-
always gonna remember that now.
No,
When she gets
but-
older,
No.
It's good that your brain works that way. I'm
Yeah.
not creative enough like that. I'm like so basic I'm so tired. I wish I was like
I've always been like
creative
that.
to be like
No.
"Oh,
My
it's really good."
parents one day, like when I was like a little kid, my parents were like, you know, I used to get hit, right? Everybody used to get.
oh yeah, I got hit.
Wait,
We're,
I
we're the
love-
abuse generation.
But anyways, and one day I come home and I go to my mom. I'm like, Mom, these white kids, they sit in a corner and they put up like a piece of paper on their thingy, and you can't like move the paper and just sit in the corner and shit.
Time out.
Let's try that, right? And then she's like, okay. 2 minutes, I was like, dude, this is so fucking boring. Like, I'm getting, just beat me so I could fucking go play. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just do this shit. But like,
It is true. I'd rather get beat than, because I had to do that. I had to put my arms up. I had to put my nose to the wall. I had to do
is
like
that,
a
dude?
lot
Wait,
of
who?
mental.
So that was your mom
My
punishing
dad.
you?
My
Yeah, that's-
mom's
that's a
Wait,
straight-
your mom
my
punished?
mom's
Your dad punished you?
Korean.
The
He's
Korean
a
stuff?
white.
My mom is
Your mom's
Korean.
Korean.
She's
I
like,
know.
take-
That's
That's
what's
she's like,
crazy. Dude.
you know,
She's
the
your
back
wife,
scratcher,
yeah.
back scratcher, shoe, whatever it is, and she just chases you around the house, right? Little
Yeah.
tiny, little cute
No.
Korean lady.
The
Well,
worst-
white dad for sure. He's like, he everything was mental. It was either
No.
belt or physical or like mental.
the worst was the Hot
Yeah.
Wheels. You know what I'm saying? The fucking like trails and shit.
Hey, you know,
The
speaking-
tracks?
hey,
The
You
hey,
got
hey,
hit with the Hot Wheels
Yeah.
track?
For my brother, not my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Speaking of which, I feel
Yeah,
like now
I
we're
was like,
hey,
they
when you
hit
get
you
beat
with
up
your
by the
brother's
worst,
Hot
right?
Wheel track? That's mean, dude. Not even your
Okay.
own toy, your brother's
Oh,
toy.
dude, I grew up as a guy too. Like, you know
Well,
what
she
I'm
has
saying?
an older brother, so like.
All right, let's
Always
go around.
twice.
Hold on.
Okay.
Worst thing that you've been hit with?
Yeah,
Or
that's what I'm saying. What's
like,
the worst thing you got hit with? And we'll start off with you, News.
I don't know what's the worst thing, but I think like the my core memory of a hit was when like me and my brother got into a fight and but I hit him back, so that was my best. But I got hit by everything, like a toilet
Yeah.
plunger, fucking, you know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
like-
But see, there's like
Hard.
a story, right? So for me, like I have two. There's one where my dad literally went into my closet, grabbed the closet bar,
Oh wow.
took off the
Oh
clothes, like
my
he like shook the
God.
clothes off and hit me with that. That was one time. That was the only time he actually
hit you in the
hit me. No, he hit me and he was like angry, like where didn't hit me. It was like anger. Like my mom was like, "You're not done. Hit him more." And he was like, "Okay." And he just started hitting me more. And then like after, it was the only time
Like,
my
his
dad was
parents
like,
are,
"I'm
like,
sorry."
pastors.
He was like, "I'm sorry that I did that." Like he was like, he should have stopped. And then the other time was
But you fucked up though, because you know
I did.
you know what, your mom hits you, but you know when you get fucked up, when you fuck up and you know you fucked up, is when your dad.
my
jumps in.
mom never
Yeah.
hit me. My
No,
mom
show
never
your
hit
mom
me.
did it?
Yeah,
But
my
my
dad
dad
hit
always
me
hit me.
more.
Oh, my mom.
Like,
My dad always
My
hits
mom.
me.
the
fucking
second
hit me.
time,
My
and
mom
this is
does
interesting.
barely
This
hit
is why it's like psychological.
It is.
My dad we'd watch TV and he hated it, so he cut the cord, and then he would come home with the cord and then reattach it so he could watch. Right. My brother figured out that you can cut another appliance and then add it as long as the wattage is the same.
What
so he
a
created like a
genius.
thing. And we would watch TV and and we would have to turn it off 1 hour before he comes home
What
because
show were you trying to watch?
my dad would come
Okay,
and
what
touch
show
the
were you
back
trying
of
to
the.
watch?
Shut the
What show?
hell
No,
up.
it was just like
No, no,
whatever.
you don't remember?
I don't remember. It was just like we were
Just-
kids.
They hacked it.
But my
They don't
dad one
care.
time came in and he was so he was like, "What the hell?" Like the TV was on. He forgot that he took the cord. He pulled out the cord. The big sparks, like he was still plugged in the wall, big sparks, and then he beat us with the cord.
It's so crazy. Like our parents. The reason I ask is because I remember my parents would watch like Jack Tripper and all that shit. Like whatever is, you know, what is that?
Yeah,
Three's
Three's Company.
Three's Company.
Of
And like
course.
there's that Bells.
I mean, this
Dying
was
around there.
later
Yeah.
on. For
I know, I
me.
know. But my parents wouldn't let me watch that. I was like always like sent to my room. I'm like, why? You know, like now.
But your brother could watch it, right?
No.
Oh, my brother.
It was a
would.
raunchy television show.
Yeah, yeah.
for
No,
like
but my
the
brother
70s.
did.
We're doing
Yeah,
that
like,
time,
I
yeah.
can't remember. It's
Yeah,
before
yeah.
my time.
Like no
Yeah,
bras and stuff.
It was like I was a kid too. You know.
Come on,
Three's Company too. R.I.P. Susan.
No, jingles are the best back then. You know, all
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
shows. They don't have
No,
really
those
good
are.
jingles.
They were so good.
Okay,
You
so
know?
okay,
Yeah,
okay. What did you get?
I can't. I mean, like, I got hit by everything. But the worst is like he had the thickest leather belt, and that hit the worst because it was such a thick ass leather belt. So it would get to the point where like I don't even want to go there, but yeah, the leather belt is one of the worst because like of course switches, like tree branches,
Hangers.
like hangers
That's
for
such
sure.
a white thing. A switch.
What's a switch?
Yeah.
A switch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
like
out and pick
everything.
a switch.
But I've also had to do
I had a-
like
I had a
torture
dry
stuff
cleaner,
where
so
I had to put my
hangers.
nose to the thing, I had to put my arms up, like all different kinds of like timeout stuff. Like it was a lot of mental fuckery. Like I was with a military father, so was
My
your
dad
dad
made me.
military?
No, my dad. He was
Okay,
Navy.
shit.
He was Korean
To our
Navy.
to our
To our trauma.
No, my
May
dad.
we break our generational trauma.
My father was so psychological. Like one time he made me hold like 6 golf clubs, and he said if you drop it, you have to restart. And because of the way that the golf clubs are, like I would be like, and one fall, and I literally did it for like 3 hours because I couldn't. And he was just
3 hours?
like, yeah, he was like,
That's
well, it
fucked
was
up.
me like. dropping it on accident.
Yeah.
Oh, and then picking up slowly.
I don't approve of people hitting their kids, but honestly, I believe everybody should get their ass kicked.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Especially
you
if
have
you-
a brother,
have you guys-
cousin,
have you
someone,
guys
like,
ever,
someone
like,
should get their ass
put,
kicked.
like,
Like, these kids these days.
like a pillow or anything when you knew you're gonna get your ass beat, and
No.
then like I tried.
I
tried.
went into a cold ice bath though. I went into a cold bath to numb my body, but my dad
I
came
think
home
so,
2
too.
hours later and it still.
Oh my god!
I
that's
tried.
So
I was such a bad
smart.
kid. I was such a bad
I got
kid.
in trouble. I would hide. I have a bunk bed, so he would come after me, and I would go to the farthest corner, and I'm like, "Come and get me!" Like, oh my god! And then I would have like the pads, like a little soft
No,
pad.
I remember. I was
and
like,
he
I'm
would
not gonna
hit me.
cry. I'm not gonna cry. And I think the third time I finally didn't cry. You know what I'm saying? I could hear my mom with her friends like, "This bitch didn't cry." You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever hit you with the psychological, like...
Yeah, that's
you
what I was
look
gonna
at
get
it,
to.
Pick what you should get hit with.
Yes,
and
I've got
Yes.
that. I've gotten the
how
pick
many-
one.
How many times do you think you should get hit? To have them gauge how bad they think you
They,
think it is.
yeah.
But you know what? Our parents doing that. That's why we can talk so well.
It
Yeah.
is. But that's why we can also tolerate stuff, and,
get,
also I was a
away
good
with trouble.
fighter.
I'm like, yeah.
Also, and we
Later,
have
coming to
manners.
K-Town,
We
I
do.
learned how to. I was a good fighter with all the people trying to jump you and everything. Like, you're like, I had a 6-foot father, white guy. I was like, you tiny little Asian girl, get the fuck out of here. You want to try to jump me? Like, shut the fuck up.
Have you
know?
guys already fought a fob?
Yes. Yeah.
Fobs are crazy,
unfortunately.
dude. Fobs can fight, man. Like
I mean, all
fobs
people can fight. It's
Nah,
just they
dude, I've
can't
never
speak
lost
the
to a
same
fight except to
language.
a fob. Like
Oh.
crazy. Like they're like trained.
Did you
They're like
like-
all go to the
they're trained.
military.
Did you
and
like
shit.
half taekwondo and half b-boy dances while you're fighting?
No,
Like,
it was like you know,
And you
it's
go from
funny.
Tekken,
Every
yo.
story that I hear about my friends getting beat up by a fob is always the same thing. They're balling them up in basketball 1-on-1. They're talking shit to them, and then the fob just beats them up. And that's what happened to me. And that's why I don't mess with fobs. They're like all of them, especially now our age dudes like Korean dudes. They're all military trained because they all had to go at one point, right? Look at us, dude. We don't have any military training. We can't do shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't mess with the fob guys. They fight. They can fight. We with our guests, and we don't do this for every guest, but at least our Korean guests, we asked them a few questions, and I wanted to ask you.
Is
like,
this
what
a
you
thing?
thought.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm new.
No, this is the thing.
just started today.
We didn't ask you. Sorry.
Because I'm white.
We forgot to. We
Don't be
forgot
racist.
to.
Did
We
you
forgot
ask
to.
Rick? Did you ask
hell?
Rick? Did you ask Rick?
So no, yeah, we did. We didn't. We had something else. Anyways, so number one, what do you think the best thing is about being Korean? To you,
Honestly, I don't know. Like, it took me a while to love that I am Korean. But I love my people. I love me. I love food.
the food.
I
the
think
people.
can I just speak for her? I think the best thing about her being Korean, because it's like I see all races, is the way she eats. Because of like how Koreans, we eat such diversity in our one meal. This girl literally will go to Irvine, to Torrance, to all of that to have one meal. We're
No,
hungover in the morning. We'll wake up and we'll talk about like what we're eating, and she's like,
Short of 4 things.
she's hungover. Like, we are dead. Like, our souls have left our bodies. And she's like, well, I went to here and here and here. And I'm like,
No,
I haven't even left the house. And she already
like,
went to like 4
no,
places.
usually during those times, I'm very prepared. Like when I go, like during COVID, like when I would go to like OC to get like my pho from Pho 79. Jay's beer, and Brodar. Brodar is really hard to do the leftovers. But the pho, I would go and I would buy like 4 of them and then come home and then I get a bowl and then I put it in the bowl and then depending, because it's me and my husband, so one day like I'll put it in a Ziploc, the date, pho, and then one person, and I'll put one bowl in there. And then sometimes, the bigger ones I'll put 2. So it's like, when I'm fucked up, I know which one to pull out, and I have like fresh pho right there. You know what I'm saying? And if you put it in the Ziploc, then like when you're like laying it, it doesn't take. You just lay it down.
So she does it like Tetris. She's structured it out.
She's
the
very
best thing
well
about
organized.
Korean is that you can.
No, it's not
She's
Korean. I
prepared
just
for
like
hangover
this.
aftermath.
Okay.
I you know what? I'm very proud of who I am as what I'm saying. I love being Korean, and but yeah, I don't know. I love my people, but I love everybody. So like when I was getting married. Again, to talk about me just because,
No. That's what it's about.
No. So when I was getting married, I called Raka and I was like, Raka, can you be my officiant? And then he's like, Raka's half Korean too, if you guys don't know that.
Yeah.
But he's half Korean and half black, and he's like, he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know, Alice, I'm a grown ass man. And Korean ajumma scared the shit out of me. Like, you know, they like genify you. They like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but then it's just that first initial, and then after they're like, they love, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like
It's
in the
always like
very
that.
beginning, like they have this like resting bitch
So
face.
Koreans, we
especially-
have bad first impressions.
No,
It is.
it's
Actually,
a
it's
Korean
very
moms. It's a Korean
intimidating.
moms.
It
It's with the
is.
It's
purple
worse than
eyebrows.
interview. It's worse than
It's a
interview.
Yeah.
no, it's a Korean like purple eyebrows because
Yeah.
you know it's the old tattoos.
Always purple.
You know, little pama, and then they like, you know, they they stare at you, and they're kind of right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways. That always fucks
And
me
then
up.
so then
Anyways.
so then I was like, but I was like, Rocka, it's my wedding. Like I'll tell them to wear sunglasses. They're not gonna hate you. You know what I'm saying? But when it happened, like everybody loved it. You know what I'm saying? But I think in the very beginning, like Koreans too are like Korean ajumas and ajushis. They kind of like have this like standoffish. They kind of jet about it. You know, and you know.
They like what they like.
They
That's
like
the
what they
thing.
like.
They
They're-
don't need
you know, and
more.
you got to think they're
That's,
all
you know?
war kids too. There's
Yeah,
a different generation. It's a
exactly.
very different generation than
true.
us, right?
Very
Like
true.
they can't. Their country got torn apart in two. You know what I'm saying? And they came into the States, and they had like little money, and then they were like.
Let's not forget Japanese occupation. and
Every-
all that
no,
stuff,
but
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
but-
that's like
It
I'm
is
just saying,
really
but
Big
like,
part, yeah.
but during like, but I'm just saying, no, not even that. But I'm just saying, like their generation,
It's
they're
so-
war kids.
yeah.
They come into, and, you know, like even when I was growing up, I was like, everybody thought I was Chinese, like you know, so much racism. But our parents, they were so mushied. You know what I'm saying? And they were just like, and they took the shit jobs. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
They
And
went
then-
into the bad areas. And of course, they were racist because all the shit was happening. And it was a different time.
But it was actually happening to them too.
But
So it's not like it wasn't.
no, but
like
it was a very
nothing.
different time.
It was
you know
very
what I'm saying?
different time.
And there's like a language barrier. Like there's all these things. Like
Yeah.
you know, they have their own like fucking witness, and you know, like the Asians. You know, it's both. Like everybody was racist during that time.
Exactly. That's the
Right?
thing.
That's why our fucking K-Town got burned down during like,
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
it was very. Our parents are very different people, and that's why I respect them. I like everybody's like, oh, whatever's like your parents were like, whatever's
did it
no,
for
it's,
us.
and we couldn't do it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if I think about it, like my mom like had me like 20 years before I, you know, like how old I am right now.
Yeah.
I'm still growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to come to a country which you don't know any language and you're
when you hear sort of like $500 in their bank
No,
account.
and you're just like,
stuff
But
Yeah.
it's
that.
and you're
real.
treated
They're
like
not joking
shit,
when they
and
say
you're
that
treated like
$200, $500. Like
you
they're
know, you're doing the
serious.
swap meets, you're doing like
Exactly.
whatever's like, and you know, and your
Yeah.
parent and your kids are embarrassed of you because you have smelly food. They don't know how to
can't
speak the
speak
language. They
English, yeah.
listen to Radio Korea. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
It is
and we thought we were the shit.
Yeah.
It was a very different generation.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm
I
talking
mean, we
about.
were the shit.
No.
we
I
no,
was.
you know why? You know, no, this is why I say we
We're
are.
the shit. We're the cul-de-sac. So
Because
we thought we were
we
shit,
had
we're
to deal
gangsters.
with a
But shout out
double.
to our parents though. 'cause
We had to
that
deal
is-
with a
you said it
double
right.
standard of like how to live American and like Korean, right?
I believe that timing is everything. So
I agree with
yeah,
that.
you know, like I grew up in being shitted on because I was Asian, but then I could be the one that took it to Asian girls. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like
In a
different
way,
things.
that's-
Oh, and then I went to church and I met all my Koreans and I thought it was like fucking gangster and I thought I lived in a cul-de-sac while going to church. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you met all your Korean friends or whatever. And then you go to college. There's all these, you know, like even like the whole Me Too, like being a female, being Asian, you get like sexual, you know, like there's different things,
Sexualized,
right?
yeah.
In working. But now, like, you know, during that time, like us, whatever, it's like all of us, my generation, are now like the CEOs, the CFOs. Now they're giving the opportunity. So there's different things that different, you know what I'm saying? But these little kids should get their fucking ass kicked
Yeah.
at least. You know what I'm saying?
Set that all up for us, I think.
Yeah, I was embarrassed for having. My parents had a swap meet, you know, and we didn't have an emergency call number during like school time. Like when you get dropped off at school and you, there's no way to hold your parents. You know, there's no fucking like text message. There's no fucking beepers. There's nothing. And if you get sick and you don't have a phone, then you know, like
Yeah.
I was so like, you know, my parents had a swap
No,
meet.
you have
like,
to go put the coins in
Yeah,
the
no,
machine.
but
yeah.
but they don't have a phone at the swap meet.
Yeah,
then
how you
Oh.
gonna
how you
Yeah,
gonna
you
contact them?
can't
You're-
get a
you know what I'm
hold of
saying?
them.
Like you have
Yeah.
to
Call
wait.
the neighbor.
Yeah, like you know, you have.
But
dude,
still, like,
that's
shit.
Asian and white shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they stayed in their lane. You know, like
Yeah.
it was like that. You know, I would go. I was a latchy kid.
Yeah.
Go home every day, eat ramen. Maybe
I
on
love
Friday, eat udon. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Yeah.
just like what are you know?
I would order a medium pizza. By
Oh, see, you're
myself.
lucky.
That's rich.
Yeah,
That's
you're rich.
rich.
I went to
I mean,
McDonald's.
don't get me wrong. They were
No, no, no.
$20 for a
No.
medium pizza. Like
I
it was,
went to
it
McDonald's.
was like $5.
I went to McDonald's and my mom was like, "Can I get a cheeseburger?" She's like, "Bitch, we have cheese at home. Just get a hamburger." That shit was that was 25 cents. That was 25 cents.
As a white person,
She's like,
we
"Go home
had-
and put a cheese
Damn,
on
my
it."
parents
those-
spoiled
what
me,
are those,
dude.
like,
Yeah.
What are those pre-made foods? the
I
white
had to read
people?
books
What
to
are
get
those
free
called?
pizza, personalized
Quick
pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
During
the
summer.
quick
cuisines and stuff.
Those ketchup packets home
Yeah.
with you and
Napkins.
stuff?
And, like, do you know Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like during the summer times, they had like personal pizzas.
Yeah.
And if you read enough books, then you get a free personal
Yeah.
pizza. I had to read, dude. That's how I got pizza.
To get your pizza.
I love
Classic.
those.
I have one more question before we go as well. You are very inspiring. And for all our viewers.
Inspiration?
Inspiration. Actually, that's good. What would you love?
You're so
I know
cute.
she caught me off
Yeah, I
guard.
threw him off guard.
You caught me off guard.
Young
big
gum,
time.
young gum,
I
young
know.
gum, young
He's
gum.
like, that
Young
wasn't my
gum,
Sunday
young
wish
gum.
moment. That was so cute.
But what would you say to all the little kids and all people around our age that are actually still in that limbo where they don't really, they're still looking for that direction? Because you went through a lot from what we're listening to, and you are still digging through it, but you at least have a light of a tunnel that you're going through.
Yeah.
Like people are still looking for it. Like, what was it?
I say, A, you can't please everyone, so don't care.
Okay.
Second, you know, like even when someone said you're good at marketing PR, there's so many different jobs with that. I say take a year or two in each of those positions and feel what you like.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to stay at a company for like 20 years or
Yeah,
whatever.
I agree to this.
But you shouldn't quit after 6 months either and do like bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you get an opportunity on, learn it. And if it's not for you, at least you have that, and then move on and like figure out. Because and honestly, all of us here, we're kind of blessed to do what we love and doing something. There are a lot of people that work a 9 to 5 that make minimum and just do it. And like my husband, he's a guy that just goes, like half the time I don't even know what he does. He goes to work, comes home, shuts it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, I work 24/7. It's not working, but you know what I'm saying? Like even when I go to events or whatever, it's like, you know, like I'm not saying like I'm always like fucking trying to like do something.
It's not transactional, but you're like constantly
But in the
hustling,
life,
yeah.
it's just like I love what I do, and if I'm working an event and doing something, like I'll put my 100% in there, whatever. It's like everything, and now that I'm like a lot nicer person, you know, like when I look at my friends too, I'm like, oh, how can I put money in your pocket? You know what I'm saying?
Which
Like,
she does.
But then I give you one chance. If like just because you're my friend, I'm not going to give you money.
Yep.
You have to be really good at what you do.
Exactly.
And like, you know, and yeah, like everybody that I know is so talented in their own, like all you guys are talented in your own rights. And you should understand that and not really care what other people think. Don't let that bother you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be like, oh, this person talks shit about me and they come home and like ruin your wife's day, ruin your day. Keep on thinking about that. Like that bitch is like fucking drinking margaritas. They don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
No, that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you're like road rage and you like see someone like that motherfucker just left and like your whole day's ruined. You got
It's
into a
true,
fight with
though.
your
What
wife.
is it
you
called?
got-
Living rent free in
You know?
your brain, in
Yeah.
your mind. Yeah.
Don't
It's
give a
true,
fuck.
though.
You know?
Yeah.
And honestly, like everybody's like, and I think us too. Like we have a very even though we work in like different things, everybody has a very small circle, and everybody knows. Sooner or later, it's like the Kevin Bacon or whatever. But I think in K-Town, it's like 2 degrees of separation. In the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other. Don't think and judge someone just because someone told me that person's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, get your own thing. And you know what I'm
It
saying?
is
I mean,
true,
sometimes
though.
your friends are right though, but you know.
But still,
No,
like,
but we-
But I hear you. Yes.
but you're
I
old
agree.
enough, you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
maybe because you're a guy, like whatever. But they're, you know, like I still hang out with the young kids too, and everybody has their own like whatever. It's like if you're my friend, right? Like you're my friend, and you know, just because all of a sudden you like maybe you did something fucked up to Jess, and then all of a sudden like she's like all talking like I will come to you and be like, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
What was wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know. But
No, it's good.
I really think that everybody makes mistakes too in their lives. It's not like you never made a mistake.
No, it's
either.
dope because you give them a chance. You give them a chance. You're not just
Yeah.
gonna.
But there's lines too. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like in everything, in my whole thing is just like, man, don't let that outside shit get to you.
Yeah.
Just do, like really, you know, like
Do you?
everybody says that they have their own instincts. Then fucking do it. Don't act like a hard ass, like oh I have it, and then be a sheep.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, wise words from a wise woman.
The whole little highlights.
She might say,
Yeah, I
Oh,
was being
Shiva.
real. I was being honest. No,
oh,
wise.
fucking
the-
seki.
Look, look.
But to
Never coming
segue,
on
but to
that.
segue from all of that, it's like everything you're doing now and like all of your travels, all of your experiences. It's like now you've created your own event company,
Yeah.
Hurricane Han.
Hurricane
And
Han.
it's like right now you're doing really massive like events.
Hurricane Han too. Like my names used to be like first it was like Hollywood Han, then I moved to New York, it was Broadway Han.
I'm so glad it
wow.
changed to Hurricane
And
Han
then,
because that's just too much.
And then
Hollywood Han.
And then it was named
Sounds like-
Hurricane Han. And then my friend Craig McNary, head of Microsoft Xbox, like he used to do E3, and then he just because my New York friends would call me Hurricane Han. And then he wrote it on the E3 like badge. Like that's my company,
Oh, and
like
that's how it hit?
Microsoft, and then
Oh.
like when Charlie, Sun King, like all this like
That's
that's how like
awesome.
so like so
I didn't know
then-
that.
So if
came
people
back.
wanted to follow you or find your page, it's Hurricane Han Entertainment,
I think
ENT.
so.
Nice. So
Just Hurricane Han and then figure out what the rest.
Entertainment,
Okay.
ENT or
It's
Entertainment.
Hurricane High just comes
It's
up.
growing, it's growing.
It'll pop up.
Okay.
It'll
Well,
pop up.
shit, man. We talked about a lot of stuff, but
Yeah,
dude, I feel
I'm
like
so tired,
we didn't even get into like the deep stuff of like.
Yeah. But
like-
it was really good for your first podcast. So
Yeah.
like
My first and last.
Yes.
Let's go.
Thank you, thank you. No, not your last. You're gonna be back on the show, so.
First and old.
Oh, I'm okay to go back. Earlier you
Yeah.
said that.
No.
Did you say earlier like, oh, you're looking?
I mean, no, that's
you're
what. No,
gonna
I
be so
said.
popular
No, I
that you're
said.
not gonna be
What I
able to
said
I
go.
was.
disown what he said.
Guys, listen to my words, okay? I
Okay, let's
said,
rewind it.
I said,
Can you rewind it?
you-
Just throw a
it's
red
great
flag,
to
challenge
start off
flag.
because you're starting off at the ground level of this podcast.
then
It was just
So
So
all
you're
sounds
with
so
us
negative.
in the beginning. So when we get big,
You said you can't even be on the show.
no, that's what. If you didn't want to show up later on, then it's like we get so big, and then you're like,
Can you high five?
yeah,
I love it, man. I love
taking
it.
out of context, yo. Okay.
Well, don't be like
All right, I'm
that.
trying to
Hey,
land this
don't be-
plane,
don't be
guys.
sensitive.
Just
Don't
so
be
you
like
guys know,
Don't
he's
be
wearing,
sensitive.
he's wearing mismatched socks.
It's
so
joke.
He's just
joke.
upset.
You know joke?
Yeah, I know, joke.
You know long joke? Joke.
Joke. I know,
You're
joke.
such a ajishit. You're just ajishit because you laughed. You're a tad joke.
It's a good joke.
You guys are.
It's a good joke, and I'm a little
hilarious.
scared of you. So no, but
I see it. I'm just joking.
Alice, thank you for coming.
Yes.
You're the only guest that's ever thrown anything at me, so thank you. But dude, we have to have you back,
Yes.
and I feel like we want to. It's because we want to learn more about like what you, because this is the first time I've heard anything like of this stuff. Because I've known about it, but we just never heard about
Not
it, so
even
it's
just
amazing.
like.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's why it was fun. Cause like when we talked about having you on, I'm like, well, I know her. Like you're one of my closest friends. And then when they started saying all the things they're interested to talk to you, I was like, oh wow, I really don't know those details.
Yeah,
So
we didn't
to
even talk
me-
about weed mass or leave.
Yeah,
or
and but
that.
okay, wait.
No.
So I will pin this, or I won't pin it, but I mean, I will say this. When I went to your Weed Maps event, this is when we first started becoming friends. She's like, did it at this crazy mansion, decked out. Right when you walk in, it's like a house,
Yeah.
but right when you go outside, it's a crazy mansion where it's like levels and levels and
Different
levels.
stations.
But it's like levels and levels and levels with stations, right? So it's like
That's what I taught Ryan.
super duper cool, right? But we get to, she's like, come, and I'm like wearing high heels. I'm like, fuck, like this is crazy. Like everywhere I go, I'm like fucking getting high, and I'm like, oh
Well,
my god.
basically, it was a bud tender thing, and then we had like 10 different stations, and you had to go through each of the stations and learn about the brand or whatever. These are bud tenders, and then in the end, you get all these coins, and then you get this crazy gift bag.
But I went
Sounds
to one
great.
of
I wish
no,
I-
it was dope. I
Fun.
didn't have to do all of that, but thank you because I knew who was throwing the party. But I went to one part, and then she had like it was a stizzy vape, right?
That's what Ray
It
was
was a
Disney
stizzy vape.
Lodge.
So she had like life size
A 6 feet.
here.
A 6 feet.
Okay, right here. And I have a video. Maybe I'll show it to you guys later. And then she's like, hit it. And I was like, damn, dude, I'm going to die because I was drinking alcohol. I hit it, and it was like plume of smoke. And
It was
so
not a
crazy.
6 feet bong, but it was a 6 feet.
It was a
it was
crazy 6 feet
Vape, yeah.
vape.
and
And I
it was
hit
right
that.
when Stizzy, like,
I think
launched.
my Vero went to that because she brought home a bunch of vapes and
So
stuff.
she's like, here's bag. So Daniel and I took
Ty
a bag,
Dolla
but that
Sign
was
performed.
Ty Dollar performed. That was crazy. So that's when I was like, Jesus, she's doing crazy stuff. But then she gave me a
Wow.
bag, and then that bag lasted me, I think, 6 months.
Did you give
worth
it to,
of
for
weed.
Christmas presents? Because a lot of people did because it was November and a lot of people gave
I don't
that
know,
as gifts.
but she gave me a bag, and then Daniel had a bag, so that lasted us for 6 months worth of weed.
Because it was like
what she gave
11
us.
different brands. It was like
Herb.
Stizzy,
It was
Kova, West Coast Cure. Like, so every,
Damn,
like,
that sounds
every, like,
amazing to
ad.
be invited to.
Yes, can we get invited?
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
like-
side?
Thanks,
That's how I
we're
met
not
her,
cool
so-
enough
Don't call
to.
me a hoe and don't call me old. You know what I'm saying?
I never called you old. Never called you
But-
old.
No,
But-
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I never called you old.
No, I said old. Hold on.
But I will say
hold on.
you throw the most funnest events, if that's even a word. Is that a word? Funnest events. You throw the most.
That's fine.
You throw some off the wall
Ragers.
like no, everything like from J Park to
Nikaido.
yeah, say it,
Nikaido.
Hokkaido.
Kind of the alcohol.
Yes,
Soju, yeah.
that's our
Yeah, we
friend,
were
and
definitely-
he's
Oh, you came to.
Yes.
Yeah, we
You
can
saw
do
the
that.
cherry
We
tree.
all
Oh,
were
yeah,
there,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
their brand's amazing.
Sorry,
It's-
I do remember you though.
yeah, and
Ryan,
then
see, I invited you both to one Soju and the Nikaido.
Yeah, you can.
wait, and then she just did Dodgers event with them.
Yeah,
She
I
just
did
did a
that.
Killers Dodgers event, and then we also had Beverly Sundubu. She just did a pop-up for them.
I did 2 pop-ups for them.
Amazing. Like, she's just everybody. So she's taking care of everyone. Restaurant, alcohol,
now you're
food, weed, everything. So
Beverly Sundubu, like, man, that shit is like.
That shit was lit.
I love her. She's so amazing.
Like
she's
the first
so talented.
when he did, I did a couple pop-ups, but I just did one recently.
With
And
us, at Inner
Daniel,
DVD.
like right in the beginning, he like tastes it, and him and Curry were like, Daniel was like, "This is like the first time I had a date with Jessica." I won't talk about the other part, but
Yeah,
like,
say it, because you got to cut it off on the thing. Say it. Go ahead.
it's like right when he took a bite of like the sundubu, and I guess this
She's
is
like recording
This is
him
like
eating
this,
it.
this is when Jess and like DPD just started dating, and I guess they got like really faded or whatever.
He was so hungover.
And then like he was like he tasted it, and then he ended up yakking everything.
Oh man.
And I'm like, we're like trying to solve food. You can't talk about yakking.
But
and
he's
shit.
at Inner Crew talking about this moment, and she was like recording him, thinking it was like, you know, sincere, like a sweet moment. And then he's like, "Yeah, I fucking threw up everywhere." And we're
Like Kirby was like,
and he
I
cut
love
it
this.
off.
And yeah, no,
He
I was
cut
like- I
off.
was like,
She cut off the video to be that.
But
And
that
I
was our
like,
first date. Like
That was one of our.
that was like, Jess, did you love him because he threw up?
I don't know. That was crazy.
She was like, hey, he threw up.
But I love Beverly. But yeah, thank you for everything you do with the community. Thanks for being here with us. And
Thank you for having
I
me.
am excited to be at your next event. And
Oh, we invited?
you guys are.
Oh.
Of course. There'll be a couple parties.
Okay.
I'll have the beach
All right.
in the next one.
Yes, Beat Junkies, everything. There's so much. We're excited to have you back.
Ryan wants me gone. He's like, he's
That
looking
was
at-
like
look at
so
Ryan.
interesting.
Ryan's like, done. You're talking too much.
Ryan's like, nobody gets me.
No, it's not that. Not at all.
No?
No,
Okay.
thank you for coming through, Alice. Guys, thank you for stopping by.
Yes.
Follow us on our socials, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you
Peace.
guys. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can find us on Conversations_pod at YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.